The air in Greenville buzzed with the sound of drills, grease guns, and country radio. At a war-known mechanic shop on the edge of town, 53-year-old Eli worked under the hood of a rusty Ford. He was a quiet man, not by nature but by exhaustion. Years of fixing engines for next to nothing had worn him down, but he kept on because the shop, it was all he had. One rainy afternoon, a sleek Bentley pulled into the gravel lot, a car that clearly didn't belong there. AI wiped his hands on a rag, surprised. Out stepped a tall, elegant woman in heels. Beside her, a little girl held tightly to her hand using a pink walker. The girl looked about 7. "Are you the mechanic?" the woman asked, clearly skeptical. AI nodded. "Yes, ma'am. Name's Eli," she sighed. "Car stalled a mile back. You were the only one that answered." Eli didn't say much, just popped the hood and got to work. The woman introduced herself as Camille. Her daughter's name was Lily. Camille barely spoke as she scrolled her phone, but Eli noticed the girl. Her eyes were bright, curious, even though her legs seemed weak. "What happened to your legs?" he asked gently. Camille stiffened, but Lily answered, "I was born with nerve damage." She didn't sound sad, just factual. Eli smiled. "You're tough, huh?" she nodded proudly. 20 minutes later, Eli closed the hood. "It was just the ignition relay fixed it." Camille seemed stunned. "Already?" Eli nodded. "No charge," she blinked. "Serious?" "Yep, been a slow day." He winked at Lily. "Besides, I got paid in conversation." Camille offered a quiet thank you, but it was Lily who lingered as they left. "I like you," she said softly. "You don't talk to me like I'm broken." Later that night, Eli sat alone in his shop, Lily's words echoing in his head. He remembered something, a sketch he'd made years ago, a brace that could help kids walk using adaptive shocks and springs. He had even built a prototype but never tested it. The idea had collected dust on a back shelf. The next day, Eli dug it out. He dusted off the adjustable aluminum frame, checked the straps, and made a few tweaks. He didn't know why he was doing this. Maybe because of Lily's eyes. Maybe because no one ever built something for her. That weekend, Camille returned. The Bentley needed a tune-up, but Eli had other plans. "I built something," he told Lily. "Want to try it?" Her mother looked concerned. "It's safe," Eli assured her. Lily, curious, nodded. Carefully, he strapped on the frame. Then he held out his hands. "Let's try one step." At first, Lily struggled, but then she moved. Not far, not fast, but her legs worked with the frame. She giggled as she took another step, then another. Camille gasped, her hands over her mouth. "She's never without the walker," Eli steadied Lily gently. "It's just a start," he said. But inside he felt something deep stir, a joy no paycheck could give. Camille pulled him aside. "You built this?" He nodded. "Long time ago. Just needed a reason to finish it." She stared at him. "You could help so many kids." Eli shrugged. "I'm no doctor, just a guy with tools." Camille didn't say much, but when she left, her eyes weren't skeptical anymore. They were grateful. For the first time in years, Eli didn't feel like just a mechanic. He felt like something more, a man who made a little girl believe she could walk. Next morning, Eli barely unlocked his shop before he saw the Bentley again. But this time, it wasn't just Camille and Lily. Another car followed, black with tinted windows. Out stepped 2 men in suits. For a second, Eli stiffened. Were they here to sue him? But Camille quickly approached. "Don't worry," she smiled. "These are my business advisors." She turned toward the men. "This is the man I told you about, Eli." The taller man nodded and held out a file. "Sir, Camille says you've invented something extraordinary. She wants to fund production, testing, and patenting." Eli blinked. "Wait, what?" Camille stepped forward, her voice softer now. "You helped my daughter walk. I've been trying to fix that with money for 7 years. You did it in 2 days. Let's help more kids together." Eli stared at her, overwhelmed. "Ma'am, I'm just a small-town mechanic." Camille smiled warmly. "Maybe, but what you made isn't small town." She motioned for Lily to demonstrate. Wearing the slightly adjusted brace, Lily took slow, steady steps in front of the team and even managed to turn and wave. The men were visibly moved. One cleared his throat. This could revolutionize pediatric therapy. Eli was stunned. "I never thought of it like that. I just wanted to help her stand." Camille nodded teary-eyed. "That's what makes you different." Over the next few days, things moved quickly. Engineers, doctors, and physical therapists visited the shop. Eli found himself explaining schematics and testing ideas alongside people with college degrees, people who finally respected the way he saw the world. At first he felt out of place, but Lily always cheered him on. "You're smarter than all of them," she whispered. Once, and with time, even Eli began to believe it. Camille offered him a full partnership and a new foundation, the Lily Frame Project, named after her daughter. La would retain all credit for the original invention and receive royalties. "I don't want to take your gift," she said. "I want to help the world receive it." Eli hesitated only briefly, not because he didn't want to help, but because he wasn't used to people believing in him. Still, he signed. A month later, Eli was flown to a university lab where kids with mobility challenges were fitted with newer, sleeker versions of his frame. He watched misty-eyed as a dozen children took steps for the first time. Lily was there too, now moving with even more confidence. Camille stood beside him. "You know," she said quietly, "before I met you I didn't believe in miracles, I just believed in money." Eli chuckled. "Well, now you've got both." Months passed. Eli's shop remained open, though he worked fewer hours now. His photo appeared in magazines. News crews came by, but he still swept the floors himself. One day Camilla arrived holding a small velvet box. "This is for you," she said. Inside was a key. "To what?" he asked. She pointed across the street, a brand new garage with solar panels, diagnostic equipment, and a neon sign. "Eli's Innovation Lab." Camille smiled. "The old shop is too small for the kind of work you're doing now." Eli was speechless. Lily ran up and hugged his waist. "You're my hero, Mr. Eli." He bent down. "No, kiddo, you're mine." As the ribbon was cut and cameras flashed, I felt something he hadn't in years. Pride without pain, success without strings. A poor mechanic once forgotten by the world now stood in the spotlight because he believed one little girl could walk.